What's up, Wild fans? MinnyIce Postcast coming your way, and unfortunately, another loss for the Wild, 2-1 in Colorado. And Jake, I think it was Russo that tweeted it, and he summed it up perfectly. We're just starting to see this Wild team a little too depleted with the injuries, COVID, and the Kevin Fiala suspension as well. Just gets to be a lot to try to overcome against one of the best teams, if not the best team in the West.
Yeah, and luckily for Minnesota, they didn't get nearly as beaten in this game because the Avalanche are the same way. Their superstar Nathan MacKinnon's out. They have a ton of injuries as well in their lineup. So luckily enough, they didn't get absolutely annihilated by that top line or anything like that. But I'm sorry, but you got guys like Luke Johnson, Kyle Rao, even Jerry Mayhew. It's just like that. You just didn't see anything from those guys tonight. Kaprizov was out there trying to do things by himself on the wing. It's like he makes a sick play, and you're like, where's everyone else? Where the hell are they? But yeah, clearly the lack of offense was on display tonight.
You mentioned Kaprizov, the lone goal for the Wild, and hey, he came on a power play, so that can't ask for much more there.
Yeah, and it's funny too because I think he was supposed to get off, and he stayed out there a little bit longer. You could tell he was tired at the end of his shift, but I think he got kind of stuck out there. But hey, another power play. I don't know what that makes him now, 3 of 41 or 42 or something like that. I think heading into the game, they were 2 for 40, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, I am so brutal that I was even speechless at that exact moment. Obviously, something really potentially scary for the Wild to watch is the lack of Jared Spurgeon in the third period. I didn't see any sort of speculation as to why he wasn't out on the ice. But for a team that is depleted with Matt Dumba out, with Marcus Johansson out, Kevin Fiala thankfully coming back. We'll talk about that in a second. But with some guys already out, especially Dumba on the defense, if they were to lose Spurgeon, that would be a huge loss.
If they lose him for any amount of time, that's awful because with a shortened season, you have to win as many games as you can, and you're already out Matt Dumba, so that then elevates Brad Hunter, Carson Soucy to the top line because you probably need someone to help shore up that second pair in Jonas Brodin. So it would be absolutely brutal, and it is a bit nerve-wracking right now and anxiety-driven because I didn't really see anything either, so I don't really know what the issue is. Hopefully it's nothing too serious and was a little tweak, but we'll see going forward what that injury was.
One interesting thing that has happened with this schedule is, especially like this third game, I'm to the point where I'm like sick of seeing the Avalanche, and we've got one more game against them, and then finally we get to go up against a different team. But this is just how it's going to be all season.
It is, 4 games in I think 6 days. Is it like that? That's very incredible, and I'm surprised there hasn't been more fights and dirty stuff and all that. Like it's pretty sensational, but unfortunately that's the way it works, and you're going to see a lot of teams here to try and help prevent the spread of everything. And around the NHL, it's running rampant right now. I'm not sure if you saw, but New Jersey I think had like 10 or 11 guys on their COVID protocol list. So they canceled for like the next week. I think Buffalo, like it's not the playoff bubble that it once was, that's for sure. And I think we're seeing that full-fledged here.
Now, coming up tonight, of course, we've got your 3 stars at MinnyIce.com. A lot went on the site today, so I want to make sure to plug that as well, just so that if people didn't get a chance to see it, they can. We had your prospect rankings for February, so make sure to give that a look. We had week 4 boys hockey rankings. Those are up as well from Jack, so make sure to check that out. 3 stars coming tonight. Report cards tomorrow. Your second installment of The Pipeline coming.
Yes, sir.
Well, And MinnyIce Podcast is recording tomorrow night, as well as You Don't Know Jack. So
plenty of coverage.
A lot going on. MinnyIce.com. We've got you covered. And the funny thing is, just final shameless plug here before we finish up. A lot more coming. Like this is the tip of what is going to be going on here. So expect to see a lot more unveiled here throughout the rest of this week into next week and beyond.